my brother from another mother, Mr. Stephen Colbert. We the people are still in charge.
That man's got a beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Herman Cain, everybody, give it up. Now I want to make sure, is Evan all right? Somebody faint? Have we gotten her some water? One of the gospel members of the gospel choir fainted. Let's give it up for her. Let's give it up for her. Hope she's good. Thank you, Herman Cain. All I can add to Herman's eloquent quotation from Pokemon is, gotta catch 'em all. My fellow Americans, a lot of people have asked me, why are we here? What is this about? In fact, Herman asked me that on the bus coming here just now. It is quite simple. As Herman Cain said, we, the people, are still in charge. We, the people, still retain our power. But let's think of that phrase, we the people. We all learned it in school. Some of us learned it in Schoolhouse Rock. But what do we mean when we say we the people? Well, when our founding fathers wrote those words, we the people, they meant all the people who were white male landowners. But throughout our nation's great history, every generation has been called to expand the definition of who is a person to more of their fellow human beings, regardless of race, creed, color, or whether they are human or have beings. Because now we know that corporations are people. Can I get a corporations are people?
Corporations are people.
Can I get another corporations are people?
Corporations are people.
And if corporations are people, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to say I am a people person. So is this a civil rights issue? Yes. No, I don't like it when other people compare me to Martin Luther King. I like it when I do it myself. I'm like Martin Luther King. I am the Martin Luther King of corporate civil rights. The Lockheed Martin Luther Burger King, if you will. Now, some of you may be too young to remember, but years ago, back in 2010, there were still limits on how much money corporations could spend on elections. And not just corporations, also billionaires and unions, but mostly corporations. And faced with this tragic lack of corporate influence in our government, 2 years ago, 5 courageous, unelected justices on the Supreme Court took a stand while technically still sitting. We all know their names: Thomas, Scalia, Roberts, the other Scalia, and the tall guy. I want to say Gary something. The case Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. In it, they ruled that since corporations are people, and people have the right to free speech, and money equals speech, therefore corporations have the constitutional right to spend unlimited money in political speech. With a stroke of a gavel, these brave men leveled the playing field and then sold the naming rights to that playing field to Bank of America. But these wise men knew that there had to be some reasonable restrictions to protect all that innocent money from the corrupting influence of politicians. And so they declared that the unlimited corporate and union and billionaire bucks had to be completely independent of the campaigns. And lo, super PACs were born unto us. We had finally arrived at an American crossroads to restore our future priorities, USA, and make us great again. Because freedom works. And once upon a time, even I had one. Colbert Super PAC. You know our motto, say it with me: making a better tomorrow, tomorrow. God bless you. And when I started it, I promised that you would be a player in this election. I promised to make your voice heard in the form of my voice. Well, nation, I have to ask, can you hear you now? I can't hear you hearing you. That's more like it. Now, a quick legal disclaimer. My former super PAC had nothing to do with today's rally. It is now known as the Definitely Not Coordinating with Stephen Colbert super PAC, controlled by my shadowy dear friend and completely uncoordinated business partner, Jon Stewart. You see, folks, I had to give up my super PAC just because I formed an exploratory committee to be the president of the United States of South Carolina. Giving up that super PAC wasn't easy. It was like giving up my baby. You know how hard that is? Now imagine that baby had a whole lot of money. Imagine how much harder that would be. Because God willing, you'll get that baby back, but it might not have all the money. So why would you love it? Of course, the pundits out there in the media, they've asked, yes, boo. The pundits have asked, is this all some joke? We've all heard it, haven't we? And I say, if they are calling being allowed to form a super PAC and collecting unlimited and untraceable amounts of money from individuals, unions, and corporations, and spend that money on political ads and for personal enrichment, and then surrender that super PAC to one of my closest friends while I explore a run for office, if that is a joke, then they are saying our entire campaign finance system is a joke. And I don't know about you, but I have been paid to be offended by that. We fought a great civil war to ensure that all people are people. As Abraham Lincoln said at Gettysburg, give me some money. They don't teach that in school anymore. They've replaced that with Gay Mexican History Month. Now, there are bigots out there who don't like the progress we've made. There are cynics who say that you have to be a billionaire to have your voice heard in Washington. Wrong. You just have to know a billionaire. We face an uphill battle. I won't lie to you. And unlike all the other hills I've conquered, this one does not have a gondola and a fondue shack on the top. But I believe we must not go back to those dark days when we discriminated against corporate persons based on the color of their skin, or because they didn't have skin, or a head, or a face. And if you share that belief, then tomorrow you have no choice but to vote for Herman Cain. Because he shares my beliefs? I don't know. I haven't asked him. The point is, I share his beliefs, and you share my beliefs. So by the transitive property, he shares your beliefs. You see, politics is like an STD. And I mean no offense to STDs. So tomorrow, January 21st, the 2-year anniversary of Citizens United, you can thank the Supreme Court by going into that voting booth and voting for Herman Cain. Because sadly, it is still illegal to vote with just pure cash. Now, the experts say he can't win. They've been wrong before. Not this time. This time they're spot on. But just because you lose, that doesn't mean you surrender. Did Napoleon surrender at Waterloo? No. Did Custer surrender at Little Bighorn? No. Did Robert E. Lee surrender at Appomattox? Hell no. The fight goes on. The dream endures. Eyes on the prize. Enter the octagon. We must stand for our corporate brothers and our limited liability sisters. We must stand because they have no legs. We here must highly resolve that these unlimited funds shall not have been donated in vain. Because if corporations are people with a constitutional right to influence our elections, then I promise you, government of those people, by those people, and for those people shall not perish from this earth. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless Herman Cain. Get up here, Herman. Come on. Come on. Forget to vote. Vote for who Herman told you to vote for, or vote who I told you to vote for. Just don't forget to vote. God bless the USA.